There I was, spread out on the floor, bleeding out like a turkey the day before Thanksgiving. All I could think about was how I'd gotten myself into this mess in the first place. I didn't know it used to be like this. Everything started out about 2 weeks ago. Things have been slow at the office, and I'm a man who likes his speed.
Hey Jack, you busy? There's someone here to see you.
Look, I told you not to interrupt me.
It's the dame from the Sterling case.
Well, why didn't you say so? Send her in. That was Joe Stark, my partner. A devout Catholic and a good man. At the end of the day, he looked forward to going home to a big house, a family, and a white picket fence. Although he sometimes tried to play it tough, we both knew the only thing he was capable of pushing around was a pencil. I was a sucker the second I laid eyes on her.
Mrs. Chastity here to see you.
That's Ms. Chastity?
Of course. Have a seat, Miss Chastity. A blue-eyed vixen with black eyelashes and an even darker heart. She was every man's favorite mistake.
Hello, Mr. Malone. I'm greatly in need of your services.
What can I do for you?
Well, that's up to you.
She told me some sob story about a husband who had turned up dead, most likely murdered. I didn't like it to get mixed up in things like that, and had half a mind to tell her to get lost. But then she turned on those waterworks. She could have asked me to play patty cake and I still would have done it. Alright, Miss Chastity. I'll help you find your husband's killer.
Thank you, Mr. Malone. You have no idea how much this means to me.
She came back a couple of times that week, and I have to admit, she was growing on me. I worked late most nights, but it didn't matter to me. Sleep was an acquired taste, and I was hungry for justice. He had been found, shot dead, in an alley on the south side. Although I wasn't there when they broke her the news, I heard she was a real mess. His name was Max Sterling, and he left her his entire estate, and enough money for her to live comfortably. But I knew what it was like to go home to an empty house every night. One name kept sticking out like a bad joke. Vince Sly. He had been their gardener, and his past was enough to make some of the guys in the lockup turn green. I decided that paying him a visit would probably be a good idea, and if it wasn't, I would find out why.
Sly? Who's asking?
Detective Jack Malone, I need to ask you a few questions.
I don't have time for this.
You better make time.
Or what?
Some mug on the way over from here asked me for my wallet. I gave him a mean stare and a black eye and told him to keep the change. Max Sterling was found dead a few days ago, and I want to know what you had to do with it. Unpaid taxes? Illegal gambling? Burglary? That stint out in Morehouse? It must sound like the 4th of July with all those bells going off. I'll be sure to notify the chief and let him know how helpful you've been.
Alright, alright.
Oh yeah, sure. I know your type. You're all bang and no bullet.
Do you want the information or not?
I'm listening.
It must have been 4 or 5 days ago. I was walking home from the Sterling's place around 10, and I took the shortcut through the south side.
You always work until 10? They're the most dedicated gardener this town's ever seen. Or are you getting something on the side?
No, of course not. Anyway.
I was about to walk down this alley, then I saw the shadows of 2 men on the wall. Suddenly, one of them pulled out a gun and shot the other. I didn't know what to do, so I ran.
Hey Jack. So, any news on the Sterling case?
I've never been good at arithmetic, but something's just not adding up. I'm thinking about heading over to see Veronica. Ask her some questions about her gardener.
Hey, that's my jacket!
Oh, hello there, Miss Chastity. I tried calling, but when you didn't pick up, I thought I'd come by to see if you're okay. Do you mind if I come in?
Of course not.
My, it's a lovely house you have here.
Why, thank you. It's been so lonely these days with no one else around. Would you care for a drink?
No, thank you. I'm on the job.
All right.
Are you going somewhere?
Oh, just my mother's. For the weekend.
A minute?
That's my husband's. Oh, just let me go get that. Mr. Malone, the phone's for you.
Hello?
Jack, it's me.
Oh, yes. Hello, Stark.
Sly dropped by the office. He told me everything.
Mm-hmm.
He said that they had an affair, and that Veronica told him to meet her in the alley on the day of the murder. He's convinced it was a setup.
Your wife is sick? How serious is it?
I think I should come over.
Yeah, no problem. Send her my best. On second thought, I think I would like to have that drink after all.
Help yourself?
You know, there have been some interesting developments in your case.
Surely you don't think I had anything to do with it.
Well, we can't rule you out yet. It's just procedure.
But you can trust me.
Sorry, Toots. There are only two people in this world that I trust, and they're both named Jack. Would you like to meet? Now, precious. Put that thing down before you break a nail. Or worse, me.
I didn't want it to be like this, Jack.
You dressed up as a man and went into that alley and shot your husband. Is that how it was? When he was thinking for better or worse, you were thinking for richer or poorer.
I underestimated you, Mr. Malone. Goodbye, Jack.
No, wait. I always knew she would break my heart, but I just didn't think it would hurt this much.
Hold right there, Miss Chastity. Where's Malone?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Here. I thought you'd never show up. What's the matter, Miss Chastity? You look like you've seen a ghost. Funny, I never took it for the religious type. Lucky for me, you only made it to the New Testament.
Let's go, Miss Chastity.